What's up guys, today we're going to be looking at every single achievement in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign and looking into the easiest way to go on about doing these. So without any further introduction, let's hop right into it. First off, just like most other games out there are achievements that are achieved organically or are simply self-explanatory and don't need to be spoken about. In Modern Warfare 3's case, these would be two achievements, those being Never Bury Your Enemies Alive, which simply requires you to beat the game, and 141 Ready, which requires you to beat each mission on the veteran difficulty. With those obvious achievements aside, let's talk about the collectibles / exploration based achievements next. First up, the Gearhead achievement, which is the most difficult exploration based achievement, as it requires you to collect literally all weapons and field upgrades from supply boxes in open combat missions. Now each mission takes about 5 to 10 minutes to grab all items, and I have covered every single map in the game for this specific achievement, so I'll go ahead and link them down below. As for the Dialed In achievement, which is also an exploration based one, I wouldn't worry about this achievement, as you'll likely get it organically, but if you don't, as you're going on for the Gearhead achievement, you will come across the loadout crates in every single one of these missions, so no point in me talking about this one. Now for the Simple Platter and No Such Thing as Too Many. All you have to do is go for No Such Thing as Too Many, and Simple Platter will be done naturally. So for No Such Thing as Too Many, we need to utilize all kill streaks available in the campaign, so let's quickly go over at least one location for each of these kill streaks in case you're missing out on any of these. Starting off with the first map, Precious Cargo, we've got mosquito drones pretty much everywhere, but over here in D7 we have 2 of them, as well as in Precious Cargo we can also find the cruise missile, which is spotted in H7. For the stealth bomber, we move over to the reactor map. We have a stealth bomber right here located in B2. As for the sentry gun, we move over to A2 and we have a sentry gun right here. We've got an UAV in E3 and E4 right on the border in between the two blocks. We've also got a mortar strike here on D3, almost on C3, right here on the corner of the block. We've got a VTOL jet in E4 as well as in D6, not to be confused with the precision airstrike, which is over here on G6. And this is the only precision airstrike I have found across all maps. We've also kind of got SAM sites spread all over reactor. We have one here at D6, we have one at C5, we have one at H4, and so forth. And on the same note, we've got bomb drones everywhere, such as F6 over here. We got it on E6, we have it on E4, and many other locations and many other maps. And for the last 2 kill streaks, we move over to the last open mission, which is the Gora Dam. And we've got the cluster mine over here in D4. You can also find it in other maps, but this is a pretty safe location. And last but not least, the chopper gunner, which is found right over here in the corner in the border between F6 and G6 over here on this little island. And as far as I know, this is the only chopper gunner in the game. I'm not exactly sure if there are other chopper gunners spread out somewhere else. And that's all of the necessary kill streaks to complete the No Such Thing and Simple Platter achievements. Moving on, we've got the last collectible based achievement, the Bulletproof, which requires you to find all plate carrier upgrades in open combat missions. And here's the thing, I had recorded all locations for these plate carriers, but I came to learn one thing after doing some research online. These locations will actually vary for player to player, which is why if you look up information on these plate carriers online, you'll get different results from different sources of information. So in other words, these will be random. What I can say is that these mostly seem to be placed around the orange weapon crates, so if you're struggling for this trophy, I'd recommend just focusing on the Gearhead achievement and you will eventually find this one. Do note one thing though, for each map you'll find 2 different plate carrier upgrades, so take that in mind when you're going up into these maps. But before we move on to the map specific achievements, let's talk about the achievements that are not map specific, but do require a specific set of actions for the trophies to be completed. First up, High Wire Act. High Wire Act can be done in any location where you find a zipline that is located near a lot of enemies. The best one I've found is this zipline right here in Reactor, and I equipped myself with a shotgun since you can only hip fire from from the zipline. And by going back and forth a few times, I was averaging like 1 kill every time I used the zipline, so I was able to complete this achievement in just a few seconds. The zipline is located right by this helicopter that is part of the main objective for the reactor mission. Next up, we move to the frequent flyer, and I just got this one done naturally, so I don't even remember where I got it, but it can pretty easily be done in multiple maps. Probably the easiest one being in Gore Dam, where you pretty much already spawn in a really high position, so all you gotta do is just spawn and parachute as far as you can possibly go like this, and you'll be good to go. This is about like 300 meters, so you'll be well above your objective. Next up is Hey Catch, which is also easily done in multiple maps, but once again, I did this in Gore Dam. You can find a flammable canister right here in this location, and all you gotta do is make sure you start up the mission from the easiest difficulty, then light up this flammable canister and toss it at the enemy. It's pretty straightforward stuff. While still on Gore Dam, we can start the mission equipped with a shock stick, parachute down to this truck, and just stick this sentry turret with a shock stick, and voila, we completed the Have You Tried Turning It Off and On achievement. Still on Gore Dam, Tag Your It is very easily done on this map. Right as you spawn once again, just bring out your spotoscope and scope out all of the visible soldiers from this position. There are well over 20 soldiers you can easily scope out from here, so just do this once and then restart the mission and do this 2 more times, and this will be done in about under a minute. Lastly, on Gore Dam, we can do the I Call Shotgun achievement here very easily. Again, right off spawn, just parachute right down onto this truck once again, disable the turret, then hack it for yourself. Get in the truck and just position your turret facing your enemies and let it do the rest. For that's one way to do it, we move over to Reactor. Equip ourselves with a rocket launcher and we immediately parachute down right on top of this crane. The reason we do that is so we can take down at least 2 of the helicopter objectives, because with that being done, it will trigger the attack helicopter to come after you, and after taking out at least 2 helicopters, we parachute down onto this building, grab the mortar strike, and from here, we wait until the attack chopper just stops moving for a second and quickly use the mortar strike before it pivots and switches positions. And voila, there's the trophy. And now that leaves us only left with the map specific achievements, so let's get right down to it. For the first map, Operation 627, it's pretty straightforward. Once you reach this point in the campaign, just make sure you descend a little bit faster than your AI teammates and kill as many enemies as you can. There's no tricks to this, just kill as much as you can. You can reload checkpoint anytime you fail this and want to try again. For the precious cargo achievement, we'll want to climb up the crane that is nearest to this building right here and go all the way up. The crane will move and get closer to the target, so if you're struggling with this, just wait until the crane gets really close to the building, then just jump and parachute. It's also pretty straightforward. For Reactor, you'll have to destroy each of the helicopters with a different armament, which is a fancy word for kill streaks. And for this achievement, I just used the tips I gave you for the no such thing as too many achievement, and grab a couple of different kill streaks to take down these helicopters. Sentries and SAM turrets do not work. I'd recommend using the mortar strike, the stealth bomber, and the precision airstrike. Moving over to payload, we have to use the EBR-14 to kill 2 enemies with 1 shot 5 times in stealth, and this is how I went on to do it.
Six towards bases. Carly's planting ULF fingerprints on the base. Find out what the target is before it's too late.
Слышите меня? Слушаю. Ответь. Здесь никого. Принято. Внимательней там.
Two for one.
Saving brass. Smart.
Call that a twofer. Checking building 2. 2 for 1.
Efficient.
Next up, we've got deep cover. Deep cover can be a bit challenging as you can't run and oftentimes you'll get detected. But once again, I'll just let that achievement gameplay run right here in the background.
I've sent you his location by now.
Affirmative. Arclom Administrative Building, near the hangar. Look for a satellite dish on the roof.
Copy. Dish on the roof.
Yuri won't have much time before they notice he's
Something's
gone.
up. Quick and dirty. Neither of us can afford to be compromised. They're on alert. I need to move.
If you go up to the base building, we need to get there. I know Arclom well. Tell me what you see and I'll do my best to help.
They're suspicious. Approaching the admin building.
That's the place. Yuri's inside.
Got a problem. Need a security keycard to access.
Good thing you're a spy.
Snag a card from an officer. Anyone entering or exiting likely has one.
Good call. Look for an officer leaving the building.
See a major leaving the entrance. He's not alone.
Sounds like you found your mark. Follow him and get his keycard.
Major's breaking away, heading upstairs towards an office.
Could be a good place to catch him alone.
I need to blend in better. He's down. Target eliminated, keycard secured.
He took one for the team.
Next up, we've got shot blocked in Flashpoint, and this took me a few attempts to realize where this was even possible. Eventually, as you're going on through the mission, you'll come across this situation where you'll see the guys that are actually enemies disguised as firemen. And what you'll want to do in this situation is not help out that corpse laying down on the floor, and not just start shooting right away either. Just wait until they engage, and when they do, this guy over here throws an SMG to his buddy, and all you have to do is shoot it out of the air. If you fail to do this, just restart at the nearest checkpoint, which is right as you're entering the room. For Oligarch, this is a really easy one. Once you reach this point in the mission, just throw some grenades inside the garage and that'll be enough to complete this very easy achievement. For High Rise, you'll have to complete this mission at least once before you ever attempt it, as once you do complete it for the first time, you'll come across the Ascender right as you finish this map, which you can then use on future runs. And to do this under 45 seconds, just follow this gameplay right here.
Hostiles coming down the stairs.
Go to center road.
I'll save you, Ike.
Moving to the 11th floor.
Roger. They know you're copy. Coming your way now, guys.
For Snow Angel, it's also pretty easy. The first sniper you encounter in this map, just charge him down, run at him at full speed and then execute him. I did this on the hardest difficulty and was done on the first try, so I don't think you'll struggle with this very much. Lower your difficulty if you are struggling, however. For the Gore Dam achievement, there are various ways to do this. The easiest one being, just fly straight into it off spawn and defuse the bomb right away. Not only will this make this mission dramatically easier, but it's also the easiest and fastest way to finish this achievement. And for the last achievement in the game, in Danger Close, use a missile to take out a single enemy. And that's as simple as it sounds. To do this easily, just do it right away before they start sending out enemy in large waves. I mean, it's pretty easy. And that's all the achievements for Modern Warfare 3. I find these achievements quite easy. I hope you found it as well. I hope this video was useful to some of you. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next Modern Warfare 3 video.